I've found some plugins that I've got to share with you. I've shared some outboard gear with you that I like. This is some plugins that I like. It's 3 manufacturers. You might not have heard of them. Smaller companies, some of them one-man shops, but they're cool as heck and they just sound amazing. So the first one I want to tell you about is the U73B. Now it's a little company, and they're going to be growing. They've got other products. I want you to check them out. It's called, the company, I apologize, it's called Audified. There you go. And I think their website is Audified, Audified, audified.com. The owner's really cool. So back in the 60s and 50s, in order to make a record, a vinyl record, you needed a cutting lathe. And now that cutting lathe would, think of a speaker translating an electrical signal into movement. So the speaker would move like this. Well, what the cutting lathe did was it made a piece of steel, a piece of metal, vibrate up and down on a piece of acetate, and when that vibrated up and down, it vibrated to the sound of to replicate the music coming through just like a speaker would, but it was attached to this cutting lathe. And it turns out we thought that what we liked about vinyl was the vinyl itself, but what we really liked also, equally so, was the compressor limiter that was at the end of the audio chain, so that the cutting lathe didn't have to work as hard. Because if the cutting lathe had too much low frequency information, the grooves would kind of do this at the peak, which means when the needle hit that, it would skip. And then if the cutting lathe had too much high frequency information, which was down in here, it would burn the cutting lathe head up. So this compressor started life as the compressor that did that. And it could be like the power suggestion, but it really feels to me like it gives you the best of what vinyl can do. So let me show you an example. This is my friend Magdalena Tull. You've heard me talk about her before. Now here's a vocal. I love this thing on vocals. I love it on drum auxes, guitars. I mean, you got to try it on everything. Let me show it to you. This is it. You know what's so cool? Look, German right? That means compressor, that means limiter. These up in here, I think, are time dependent or threshold dependent. You got input and output. You got some high pass filters and stuff. Got to hear this. Check this out.
Is there someone I hear no one?
Now with it.
Is there someone I hear no one? Is there someone I hear no one? Is there someone I hear no one?
We toss the term glue around quite a bit, and I'm telling you, that's kind of what it did. It kind of glued it together. Check this little bad boy out. I like it just because it's just kind of funky looking, and when I have friends come by, I pull it up whether I'm using it or not, just so they'll go, "What the hell is that, Dave?" So it has multiple uses. Now let me show you another group. This is a group of plugins I'm going to describe to you coming up. Equally cool. Hold on a second. Let me set it up. Okay, guys. Next, I want to show you a plugin group by U-He. Uhi. My friend Urs. I think his last name's Heckman. What did I say it was? Yeah. Urs Heckman owns this company. They make several plugins. Go to their website and just type it on Google, U-He. I use their Presswork compressor, which is amazing. And this is a collection of plugins. So it's called the UHBIK. And you'll notice that it's a -F. There's like a bunch of these guys. So when you buy this bundle, I'm gonna read this off to you. You get this thing called a Run Cider. It's just a monster filter on steroids. Does all kinds of stuff. You get a pitch change. You get an EQ, flanger, phase, a reverb. some delays, and it all comes in the same. You pay for one, you get all these. I've been on a quest for a great flanger, and this is a preset that I use on this flanger. So let me play you. Oh, I'm using my friend over here, DDMF, because this is a VST plugin, and I like to use a lot of VSTs in Pro Tools. So don't let the fact that it's a VST scare you. Blue Cat makes a great wrapper. DDMF, this is Meta plugin, META plugin. So here's without it. Pretty cool sound, but check this out. You can't help but move your mouth to the modulation, right? I was doing like that. Man, I love this flanger. I think I made another preset. Oh yeah, ooh, this is even more wicked. Watch this. Ooh, I love it, love it. Okay, so I've got one more I want to show you. I use this flanger a lot. I use the press work a lot. The company's called UHE. Trying to find a logo here for you so you can see it. Let's see. Okay, right here, u-he.com here in the bottom right-hand corner. Go to their website, check it out. Lots of cool features, lots of great. I use all this series, and there's some real gems here. Okay, my friend Greg Scott makes some of the most amazing plugins and outboard gear. If you look at my rack, I use his outboard Clariphonic all the time, every mix. I actually use the plugin just as much, maybe more, because I have a bunch of them that way. He's got a couple of great compressors. He's got like a little an EQ that's amazing, a hardware and software version. So go check out Kush Audio. Look it up, and you'll see a lot of the stuff. Greg got a little bored one day and decided to kind of invent some plugins, and I'm not really sure why he put them out under a different name, but I'm just sure glad he did, because they're amazing. There's 3 plugins. There's the one you see here, Kaya, that's kind of, he calls it a one-trick pony, but it's a one-trick pony with like 8 legs and 4 saddles. So I love this plugin. And how many times have you pulled up an API 550 and instead of 2 dB gain, you wanted 1 dB gain, or instead of the frequencies that that it has, you wanted something different. Well, he's got a plugin that emulates that pretty well, but he adds to it. So these plugins are not exact emulations; they're improvements on those emulations based on Greg. And Greg's got great taste. He's got the best videos on the internet. So that API is amazing because it's continuously variable for gain, continuously variable for frequency. And then a third one emulates, I guess he won't get mad at me if I say what it emulates, will he? It begins with a D, your favorite compressor that begins with a D that everybody uses. And sometimes when my tires get low, I hook up a compressor to those tires, but just, D compressor, you can figure it out. And I love that one too, but I'm gonna show you this on a bass. Now this is a VST plugin again. I'm using my old buddy DDMF. Let's see, where am I? Okay, this is without it. Okay, this is with it. I love this thing. It's amazing. Check this out. Whew. this breakup knob, that's where the money is. This movement knob is pretty cool. Treble does what it does. And this is a mix knob. These are some gains, and but the money's here in these two knobs. Check the whole series out because they're all very, very useful. And support these smaller companies. They're creating things that don't exist, and they're no threat to the big guys, but we want to see them become a threat. So support them, okay? All right.